Happy Thursday, T Squad. It's me, Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and I am here with this week's All Tea, All Shade, Real Housewives of Orange County, Season 17, Episode 10 review. So, the episode begins with Tamra deciding to throw basically a doppelganger party with the girls, and she wants Jenn to be her co-host because, they're back on good terms right about now. And, I guess she felt bad and felt like, okay, let me reel her in even more by giving her a false sense of security that I'm her friend for me to only then turn around and stab her in the back again. And Jenn is falling for it. Eddie getting on her nerves since he's not working, with him being at home. She tired of him smacking, tired of him complaining about what she eating and this, that, and the third. Heather and Gina meet up, and Heather tells Gina that Jenn said that Shannon was poking around in Gina and Matt's relationship. And Gina was like, okay, I've heard that from Emily or whatever. I don't understand why she wants to know what's going on with me when she basically needs to be worried about her own situation. And Gina wonders why Heather is comfortable talking about Shannon's relationship, but doesn't want to say anything about Shannon's relationship to Shannon's face. Like, it's okay for you to run around and tell everybody that she's having relationship troubles. But then when Gina was like, I think we should bring it to her, she was like, no. So Heather in her confessional says that she wants no part in talking against Shannon. She said there's a difference with talking about somebody and then talking against them. Ain't both wrong? Like, because why are you discussing her issues with the other women? If you're that concerned, why don't you just go to her and talk to her? But okay, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm dumb. Okay, maybe I'm tripping. So Jenn talks to her best friend that she grew up with about her and Ryan. And the best friend asks, is she concerned that something will come out if she ends up marrying Ryan? And in her confessional, Jenn says that since she and her ex are no longer together, her family feel like he shouldn't work for their business any longer. So first she wants to wrap that up, make sure everybody is comfortable and happy, and basically can ride off in the sunset without it being any hard feelings before she can fully commit herself to Ryan. I mean, that's the logical thing to do. Let me handle this divorce before I even think about marrying somebody else. But she feels that once the ring comes on her finger, that Ryan might be feeling trapped and she doesn't want to go through another failed relationship or a marriage because, Ryan cheated on his last wife. He's been a cheater in all of his other relationships. But I mean, girl, you already said he cheated on you when y'all took a break because he was still telling you he loved you, he missed you, he want to be with you. And then he turned around and had sex with somebody else and you still took him back. So at this point, the damage has already been done. He's already done it to you. You know what I'm saying? She know deep down in her heart that man ain't right. She know it. She's trying to force a situation because she blew up her whole life to be with this man, and she don't want to make it seem like it was all for nothing. That's really what it is when it comes to Jenn. So Shannon, it's the day of the party, and Shannon ends up dressing up like Gina from that one reunion when she was a disheveled mess. You saw her tracks and everything. It's not funny, but I remember that reunion. I was looking like, what is going on with sis? Like, oh God, it is bad over there. Tamra dresses up as Heather and spot on. So was Shannon as Gina. Jenn dresses up as Taylor, and she was spot on too, with the lips, the cat, all of it. Heather dresses up as Jenn, and it was okay, Taylor dresses up as Tamra, and her outfit was okay too. Emily came as Shannon, and she had Shannon down packed with the mannerisms and everything. Vicki arrives as herself because she is the OG of the OC, and she was like, I don't have to dress up as anybody else because I'm iconic already, okay? Icon living on some Jaden Smith type time. And Tamra says that she's Heather the hoe. She getting on the ground, spreading her legs, showing her butt and all types of stuff, child. You know, Tamra is never going to waste an opportunity to show off her body. And I got to give it to her, because for that lady to be a middle-aged woman, her body is still very much sickening. So Emily and Gina go and talk in the kitchen, and Emily says that she tells Shannon stuff about her life and her family, but she doesn't reciprocate, and she wishes she would so she could help her. But see, this is the thing, Emily. Everybody just ain't an open book like that and want to just tell you everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those people where I'm an open book. I don't care. I'll tell you whatever. I have no shame. I'm not embarrassed, or whatever the case may be. But I have certain friends of mine who are my best friends that don't tell me everything that goes on in their life. And I'm not in no way, shape, or form offended by that, because that's your business. And if and when you decide you want to talk to me, I will be here. So you can't think just because you behave one way that the next person has to behave that way. Like, come on now, grow up. So Tamra tells Heather that she went to dinner with Emily, and Emily told her that she said Shannon's relationship wasn't good. And so Shannon was like, before we even get started, let me pull little mama off to the side so we could talk one-on-one. So Shannon reiterates exactly what Tamra had just said to Heather, and said that Gina also said the same thing, that Heather had went to her telling her that she was concerned about Shannon and John. And Heather was like, no, that ain't how it happened. No, she denies it. So at the table, Emily says that Shannon tells them things about she and John, but likes to basically like keep it on the low or whatever. When she tells her everything about her life. So Heather, hold on, where is it? Okay, Heather tells Shannon that she's always been neutral when it comes to her and John, and that some of the girls are very specific about them not having a good relationship and hiding it. So she basically was on some, you don't need to be worried about me. Don't bring your girl around me, true player for real. You need to worry about them other heifers, because they the one that's really talking about you. But Heather is making it seem like she never brought up the conversation, like you did bring up the conversation about you being concerned about this girl's relationship. You should just admit that. Everybody's been talking about it, but you were one of the people too that initiated those conversations. So Emily tells the girls that Shannon and John got into a fight at Nobu, and he left her there. And this wasn't an isolated incident. I guess it has happened before. Let me tell you something. At this grown big age, if a man had the audacity to leave me at a restaurant, you ain't got to worry about me, because I'm going to finish this dinner. I'm going to drink me a good little drink, make sure my belly is full, catch a Uber home or whatever, and you will never hear from me ever again. Ever again. That's just so disrespectful. So disrespectful. But if Shannon at her old age want to deal with a man that treat her like that, go right ahead. Shannon is used to toxicity. She is used to it. She was like that with David. She's like that with this man. Shannon is a worrier or anxious person. She's an overthinker. She complains. She's never satisfied. She's never happy. And that's why her relationships don't last. So, Tamra asked Emily and Gina, did Heather say to them that she was concerned about Shannon's relationship? And they both were like, yeah, she did. And so Heather saw Tamra whispering. She was like, Tamra, what you over there whispering about? And so Tamra was like, I asked, did you talk to them about Shannon's relationship? And Heather was like, how about, did you all talk about her relationship? So Shannon was like, Heather, we're not going to do this in a group setting. I'm like, girl, what do you mean you're not going to do this in a group setting? You're on a reality show, ma'am. You're on a reality show. I understand that your partner doesn't want y'all relationship talked about on the show. But ma'am, if you didn't want to have any parts of your relationship talked about on this show, you shouldn't have brought them on the show. You shouldn't have brought them on the show. Point blank and the period. But since you did, we have a right to bring it up, love. Just like we have a right to bring up anything else that's going on with the other ladies. This is a part of our job. So Shannon, you can miss me with that. So, Gina was like, it's a concern. And Shannon was like, Gina? And Gina was like, I'm the last person involved in this, so you need to stand down. I respect your boundaries. You are the one poking around in my relationship. And Shannon was shocked, like, what the you talking about? And she was like, you went to Emily concerned about my relationship. And Shannon was like, it's the same thing that Heather was doing. And Gina was like, exactly. So why are you yelling at her if she was just concerned? And see, Shannon's whole argument went out the window at that point. It really honestly did, because how could you be sitting up here mad at Heather for something that you yourself was doing? Like, make it make sense, my love. Make it make sense. So Shannon was like, you owe my boyfriend a huge apology. Girl, you like 98 years old talking about boyfriend. Girl, that is an elderly friend. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. And don't nobody owe that man an apology. It wasn't like they was like straight down talking him, talking bad about him. Like, shut up, Shannon, shut up. So Gina was like, your boyfriend owes you 1,000 apologies according to what everyone is saying. And I was like, ooh, she went there. She went there. Shannon couldn't take it. Shannon was like, there is no one here that knows about my relationship. I have never been more in love. Yes, we argue like anyone else, and it gets me upset. And it's given desperate. Oh my God, it's given. She is so afraid to lose this man or make him upset because he'll get mad at her and won't talk to her or break up with her or whatever. Like, girl, you should never be that pressed over a man, especially at this big age. Like, bye. So, Shannon gets mad and leaves, storms out. So Emily runs after her, and Heather goes back to the table and says to Gina, why is Emily always coming after me? Like, I'm done with this. Like, she keeps on targeting me. Like, this has just been the thing this season. So I don't know if Gina and Emily came into this season like, we gonna tag team Heather or whatever, but that's kind of like what it's seeming like is going on. So it's giving me very much that Gina was like kind of like faking being her friend last season, because I think that Heather really thought that they was building a solid friendship, and obviously that wasn't really what was going on. So back inside the house, Shannon tells Emily and Tamra that Heather said that she never said a word to them about being concerned about her relationship. And Tamra then storms back outside and confronts Heather about that. And Shannon tells Emily that she hasn't talked to her about John in years. And Emily was like, no. It was just a few months ago. We was at Javier's. But Shannon doesn't always remember. So Shannon's standing there. I know that she remembered what happened, but she wanted to play dumb on camera. She was like, I don't remember. You remembered. You remember, my love. And so it goes back to what Emily was saying. When she get drunk, that's when she get to spilling all her tea. And then when she sober up, she like to act like it didn't happen or whatever. So that's why they're, I guess, feeling some type of way, because you want to tell us stuff, but then when you sober up, you want to act like it never happened and just leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? Where was I at? The producers asked Emily and Heather in their confessionals, what has Shannon told them about her relationship? Emily says, from what she's told me, I don't feel he's invested in their relationship, and she could do better. That's all I'll say. Like, she didn't say nothing the first go around, and I respected her for that, because if you really are her friend, then you would have just left it at that. So Heather, on the other hand, in her confessional was like, she told me he don't pay for anything. He never sleep over her house. The family dynamic isn't great. His son still lives with him, so she doesn't go over there. Baby, Heather got to spilling it all. And I'm like, Heather, for you to be the person that say, don't talk about my husband, you ain't got no problem spilling nobody else's tea. And this is part of the reason why the girls is ganging up on you this season, because you do what you want to do, but then you want to have this wall up about your stuff. You and Shannon are exactly alike. So Vicki just want to get drunk. And I like this Vicki. Vicki like, I ain't even involved in this stuff. I'm a neutral party. I'm just here to whoop it up. Let's get some shots. Let's turn up. Let's twerk. Let's go nigga knock on people's doors. Let's play on people's phones. Like, they are ruining Vicki's vibe. So Shannon was like, you all are putting my relationship in jeopardy. I don't know how I'm going to talk to him about this. My relationship is over. Give yourself a pat on the back, Emily. And she says, I'm trying to say, Emily was like, I'm trying to say I would be there for you. I'm trying to be there for you. You can tell me anything, no matter how bad it is. And Shannon was like, it's not that bad. And Emily was like, okay, Shannon, it's not that bad. And storms off. And it's like, Shannon, is that man over there pounding on you? Because, like, why are you so afraid for him to know that the girls were talking about him? Like, nothing was even said, for real, for real, for real. So, like, why are you so nervous? Like, what? So, Emily then in her confessional started spilling the tea and was like, Shannon told her that John has called her names. He said that she's fat or unattractive. And I was like, yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. So I, now knowing that, I can see the concern. And I don't think that Emily was faking when she was getting teary-eyed saying that. I think that she genuinely feels concerned for Shannon, especially since she's had her own issues and things with her weight, even though I always thought Emily's body was banging. But I think that's why it affected her so much or whatever. And girl, John over there looking like Wuthering Heights. Like, if you don't get out of here looking like one of the first presidents, bye, sir. He wouldn't be able to talk about me at all. So Heather then joins Shannon, Vicki, and Tamra at the door. And Shannon asks her, well, what's going on with your marriage? I done saw things about you and your husband in the blogs. And so it was a rumor going around that Terry had cheated on Heather. And she was like, nothing, girl, nothing, or whatever. She didn't even try to get mad at it. So it was making me like, I guess it was a thing where you could take it two ways, that Heather was not pressed because she knew it wasn't true, or she was just like, I'm not going to put the spotlight on me. I don't know. So Shannon then goes to the garage where the producers at and yelling at them, saying that she and John have fights that paralyze her, and she hasn't talked to Gina and Emily about him in the last few years. And I'm like, girl, you know that's a lie. Emily ain't lying on you, girl. You just talked to that lady a few months ago. And so, but you want to continue going on with that narrative because you don't want John to get mad at you. And when he watches this back, you want to continue on with the lie. But okay. So Heather then confronts Emily about her constantly having issues with her. And it really doesn't get anywhere. Nothing is really resolved at the end of the episode. But it was a good episode. None other. I'll give it a B+. It was chaotic, and everybody just needs to mind their own business when it comes to their relationships. But this is a reality show, and this is what they got to do. So, toodaloo. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about the episode down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell button, you guys. I love you, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.